The endless space opens, and she slowly horses into the unknown. She's set to auto jumps, and put herself back in the chair, 8 systems away. That's where she'll leave her goods. And then she would stay there for 2 nights, and then go back. Amarr in her greatness, she thought. She had almost forgot about Sansha and her time as a slave. The engine begins to roar, and the ship faces the Stargate. The sound is overwhelmed by a chin, and then sirens. The ship loses engine power, and then slows down. The noise from the engine disappears, and the ship stands still. All Sheev now hears are sirens. The doors are forced up, and Concord board her ship. With machines, they seek her ship, and they point to her clothes.
"What you got there?"
they said. The one points to the other, and they are pulling weapons. After she emptied the pockets on the floor, she understood what was going on. The bag she accepted before had something that was not legal. She had tried to explain, but to no avail. Handcuffs and the trips to the wrong destination. Yeah, they only did their job, which is what Sheev could not do. This was bad news for her. X-instinct. Abusers of this booster have reported surreal visions and altered perceptions of the world around them. The subject becomes blissful and content, but highly analytical of their surroundings. This was what the man had given her. Now this room was not lit, and she felt she was back with Sanchas. An officer came forward with a satisfied look. He sat down beside her and holds a few papers.
"You're okay?"
he asked with a calm voice. She looks at him. Her neck is still making that noise.
"I'm sorry for what happened, but we got it all figured out. You're not charged for anything, ma'am."
He explained why the people was making a big fuss about this here. And he explained about the narcotics. This has happened before.
"You know, 'cause you're different, right?"
he added.
"You are free to go."
She felt compassion and love for the first time. This was rare in her life, so she wanted to take much care of this feeling.
"Are you okay?"
he continued. The officer is now standing up and looking down at Sheev. She looks up to him and smiles.
"I'm very much, thank you."
She smiles even more. He starts to leave but stays and turns around, looks at her for a while, and then say,
"Don't you have a package to deliver? It's stupid to let them wait even more."
He moves on, and so does Sheev. His vision and charm attracted thousands of people, and for some time the nation flourished. But Sansha became even more warped as his success increased. He started experiments, combining capsule technologies with human minds, creating zombie-like creatures that had the cold, calculating mind of a computer. The work in Amarr is rolling on. Sheev has been praised for a few weeks for both her work and friends around the system. She has noticed that she adapts well. She has no problem to learning things, especially the language. It's not really fluid yet, but good enough that the Amarrians do not realize who she is, before they see her face at least. She sits down in space in Hanan, where they produces personnel and sell skill packages. It's another golden station. After recently left a document that is to be introduced in the books for new lessons, she now almost have 4 hours to relax. The engine is switched off, and she's floating now beside a stormy planet. Storm worlds are usually considered terrestrial planets, although, to a casual eye, they may appear more similar to a gas planet, given their opaque, high-pressured atmosphere. Unaware, that a cloaked ship is approaching. She closes her eyes for a while and relaxes. With a bang, she wakes up. What was that? She hurried to the control panel, looking through the causes. The computer sorts and analyzes the files. But not soon enough. She's worried. Hurry up, you! Before she gets any answers, everything gets quiet. The light goes down, and she has no control over her own ship anymore. The ship starts up again. Is it working? She presses buttons, but the ship does not respond. In front of her ship opens a black hole. Oh no, not sure what to do, she runs to the windows. To be a black hole, it's quite small. It's a wormhole. The ship starts moving towards, and she cannot do anything but to tag along. I must tell someone. She buttons the codes to Hanan Station. Anyone hear me? I am. It goes silent. She's on her own. The thought scares her while she's slowly swallowed up by the wormhole. Through time and space, the ship rushes. Almost like a regular warp, though darker and not stable. Why is this happening? Running back to the windows, the ship has now stopped again. Nothing. There's nothing out there. She looks around for some landmarks, but there's nothing. There is someone on board this ship. She knows it. She feels it. She even hears it. Sheev turns slowly around. She can't see their faces, but a blue light flashes before her eyes. She falls. Laying on the floor, an unknown pilot approaches. She gets picked up by one of them, which is not that easy because the metal in the body, she weighs a lot. They move her to their own ship. She is knocked out, bound, and lonely. Another engine noise begins to roar. Is this a dream? Or does she even register information, even when she's knocked out? Another wormhole opens, and the ship and Sheev slowly enters the darkness. She still don't know if it's a dream, but it feels like she can think. Does anyone know where she is? Did I get through to the station? How would they find me? So many questions, but no one is here to answer them. Does questions really matter though? There's another question that triumphs them all. Where am I going?